Hi there and welcome to Freelance Dog Training. This video is going to show you how to train 2 dogs at once. I'm going to narrate most of the video to describe things that happen, like how to correct an incorrect response. But before you start training 2 dogs at once, both dogs must know a stay or a place or a settle command. So you can have one dog under control while the other one is on leash and learning new things with you. I prefer to use a place command with a place bed or a table or something that has a clear boundary, because it's an easier command for the dog to perform, because they can get up and reposition themselves while still obeying the command that you've given them, which can be easier for a dog to achieve when there's such a high distraction like another dog near them learning something really fun and cool. Here Allie is trying to perform a settle command, which is an elongated version of stay. If the dog in the stay position breaks their position, give them a negative marker like or no to instruct them they did something wrong. Then guide them back over to the place that they were staying at, recommand stay or place, then continue working with the other dog. As you can see, even dogs owned by a professional dog trainer need maintenance training, so make sure that you're doing these 5 to Thrive training sessions at least once a day with your dog to help them thrive. One important aspect of working 2 dogs at once is to use their name as a preparatory command so they know which dog you're talking to. Now here I am working with my pit bull Lance. One of the things that I like to focus on with him is focused heeling, or at least hind end awareness while he's heeling, which just means he's moving his back legs to remain in the heel position, which just makes heel work look a lot cooler, I think. If you'd like a video on how to teach your dog that, please comment below and I'll put one together. Now I'm having him perform a few positioning commands during what's called an intermittent reward schedule session. An intermittent reward schedule is just giving a dog a bunch of commands before giving them a high value reward. This is the type of training I prefer because I think it's a lot more fun, and so does my dogs. If your dog is still learning a new command, use a continuous reward schedule, meaning give them a reward every time they successfully complete the command. If they already know the command thoroughly, then switch to an intermittent reward schedule, which helps you fade off using a bunch of rewards every single time that your dog does something right. And it also builds anticipation for that high value reward that's coming. Now Lance is about to perform a stay with a high distraction, me throwing a tennis ball, and this just helps focus on impulse control, which is super important for kind of an unruly dog. So practicing things like this or waiting at an open door can help teach dogs to control impulses like jumping on somebody or darting outdoors. This is also a stage in teaching object retrieve, which Allie will be doing later in this video, which is a pretty complicated task that takes a while to teach a dog. To see the foundations of object retrieve, check out my previous video on teaching drop, which is essentially just a structured game of fetch. After your dog learns this game of structured fetch and dropping the item in your hand, you can start to generalize other items like other toys with different textures, and then start to use things like keys or wallets or things that you would actually need your dog to pick up and bring to you. I've also taught him key detection, which is a useful thing to teach a dog. It's come in handy a few times for me, where I've taught him the sense of Allie is some mirror neurons are going on with Allie as I pet Lance. She's like, oh, he's petting me too. That's funny. But I've taught Lance the scent of my keys, and that when I say go find my keys, he is to locate them with his nose, grab them with his mouth, and then bring and drop them in my hand. So here to wrap up Lance's session, I'm just going to give him 5 easy commands and then toss the ball for him so that we can end the session on a fun, positive note. It's super important to end your sessions on a fun, positive note, so that's the last thing that your dog remembers. So the next time that you start training with them, they're excited for what's to come. So I did about 3 or 4 minutes of training with Lance, and we ended on a fun note with him getting some pets while having his toys. And now I'm going to position him into doing a settle while I work with Allie. And Allie is free now.
Girl.
So here I'm crispening up Allie Allie's heel position. The heel position is the dog parallel with you with their front paws at your feet. So you and your dog are facing forward, facing the world together. She has not learned hind-end awareness, but she can still walk behind me and turn her body around to get into that position. If she doesn't get all the way into that position, I give her more information about how to fix herself by moving my shoulders back. This informs her to fix herself because it resembles how she was originally taught to go back into the heel position. Now Allie is working on object retrieve, which is a behavior that she has not mastered. So if she drops it in my hand, I throw it again right away because she's on a continuous reward schedule for that behavior of putting something in my hand when I say give. She's getting a little sloppy with her drop because she's just so excited and wants to keep playing.
Oh, Allie, stop it. No, bad girl.
So I did a little bit of verbal scolding there, and next time I ask her to drop, I'm going to be prepared to say leave it and back it up with a squirt bottle if she doesn't do it. So although she doesn't get a tennis ball every time she performs a command, I can still ensure to give her some praise and some pets. That is also very reinforcing to Allie. So Allie did about 6 commands there for me before getting the tennis ball again. And now it's time to celebrate. Also notice that I'm saying bring as she's bringing the item back to me, which is the naming phase of learning behavior, which is me telling them what they're doing as they're doing it.
Yes.
If your dog is apprehensive about coming all the way back to you, or like reaching for their mouth to get that, it can help to just call them back to you and just pet them instead of trying to grab their mouth when they get close to you.
Leave it. No, leave it. I gotcha. You didn't know I had that, did you?
Since she struggled with leaving the ball alone last time, I was prepared this time for her to fail at it, and I corrected her with a squirt bottle. I use punishment when a dog knows what to do and is deciding not to do it to enforce my rules. So Allie knows what leave it is. She decided not to do it, so I sprayed her.
Good. Sit. Yes. Get it. 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 Give. Yes.
So that about wraps up this session with my 2 dogs. Hopefully you learned a little bit about how to train 2 dogs at once. Another dog did come to the park, so I'm leashing my dogs up out of courtesy. But please do not take your dog off leash at parks if your dog will not listen to you while in the presence of another dog, because it could get your dog hurt. But I hope you learned a lot from this video. If you have any questions about the terminologies or methods that I was using, please comment below so I can address those and maybe even make a video to clarify further. Now I'm just wrangling my dogs back up to end the session. They both only did about 3 minutes of training. But as you can see, if you work on this stuff at least 5 minutes a day, most days, your dogs are going to learn a lot of stuff over time. Not only will they learn a lot of cool stuff, but they will also be thriving because you are giving them mental exercise, physical exercise, and socialization training at the same time because you're teaching them your rules and expectations. So thank you for watching. If you would like to see more videos of me doing actual training sessions with dogs instead of instructional videos where I show you how to train dogs over multiple sessions, please let me know. Drop a like and subscribe and do all that YouTube stuff because it helps get these videos out to more people. So thanks for watching and have fun training your dog.